Hi level 6 and 7. Today we're going to do some ballet technique and also some jazz, but we're going to start with ballet. So at home, I know that we do not all have ballet bars in our living room or in our kitchen or our bedroom. So what I would like you to do is you could find a window sill, you could find a chair from your kitchen and use it for balance. You could use the edge of your couch, whatever you have at home as a bar. Okay, if you want to really challenge yourself, you can just do it in the center, but I'd probably recommend using a bar for this one. So we're just going to go ahead and start. I'll have my lovely assistant start my music. And we're going to just do some pliés. We're going to do demi, demi. And I really want you to focus on the squeeze and all the way down to grand plié, heels on the floor. We're just going to repeat that. Demi, and squeeze those legs together. Squeeze, follow your head with your arm, heels on the floor, and we're going to repeat again. And demi, use that head, and follow your head with your arm, squeezing. And now I want you to plie, releve, and I want you to test your balance and hold. Make sure your tail stays tucked underneath you. And repeat again. 1, 2. And follow your hand. Out, really squeezing your abdominal muscles and squeezing your booties as you're doing this. We still want active pliés. We don't want to have lazy pliés. We're going to do plie, releve again. Now my level 7s that are in point, if you want to practice this exercise both in flats and in point shoes, I recommend doing that. It's going to help to give you the extra practice you need. My level 6s, don't worry about it, just wear your flats. Now let's come to a 4th position. I really want you to focus on your performance aspects of your pliés. Just because you're just doing them in class or at home doesn't mean they can't be pretty. So really do them like you're going to perform them on a stage. And again, 4th position, 1 and 2. And go all the way down. Engaged and touch. And then we go plie, releve, and we're holding. And balance. Keep the back and front foot turned down and your weight on your front 2 toes. Come down and then to 5th. Last set on the side. 1 and 2. And plie, and my music ended, but we're just going to keep going. 1 and 2, and grand plie, and come on. One last set. Wait for music. 1, 2, a little faster, but that's okay. And up, and let's plie, releve. Making sure your weight is on your front 2 toes. And we're just going to hold. Oh, this is from the Ratatouille movie. Yeah, please. Okay, the music I'm using online, I use in a lot of my classes. It's just Disney piano covers. And this is great for if you wanted to go and do these pliés at home if you can't hear the music very well. So now I want you to repeat these pliés on the other side, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to do everything on this side so then you can repeat the other way home, okay? So now let's just do some simple tendus. So we're going to prepare, and let's see, let's do 1,
That's 8 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, this next exercise we're going to start. We're going to actually work on your arabesques. So I want you to face the bar, and we're just going to go to a first position. And we're going to start with just tendus back. Can you see my feet okay?
Do you want me to go to the back?
No, that's fine where you're at.
Okay.
As long as you can see my feet in the front.
Okay.
So let's start in first position. And what I want you to focus on when we're doing this, because we're going to work all these back muscles and under these gluteal muscles right here. So I want you to stay in this first position. In front of your chair, counter, windowsill, whatever you need. And we're just going to tendu back. And I want you to focus on these turnout muscles. And you're squeezing and you're wrapping that hip around. And I want you to really feel that. Okay? You're going to feel it in your hips and maybe under your booty a little bit. And hopefully in your back. That's what we're trying to work. So we're just going to tendu back. So I want you to focus pulling your sternum out. Take that sternum, pull it out. Shoulders pressed and engaged. Scoop core the whole time we're doing this. Keep in first position. And we're just going to do 8 tendus back on each side. 1. And I want to go slow. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Switching sides. 1. Really force that behind you. 2. Try not to get up to the side. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Okay. Now we're going to brush. I want you to brush the leg, bring it back. So we're going to brush 8 times. Here we go. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep your chest up, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I want you to plie, releve, and hold. Come down. Okay, so now I want you, we're going to go ahead and go to our arabesque. So I want you to tendu back, and I want you to lift to arabesque. I just want you to hold. And we're just going to hold here. So really make sure this arabesque is pushed behind you and not to the side. So your hips are still in line and my chest is still up. And bring it down. Let's try the left. Tendu. Bring it to your arabesque and hold. And mind you, my supporting leg is still turned out. It's not turned in like this. It's not parallel. It's completely turned out. That's why we're working on these turnout muscles, these gluteal muscles, and this lower back. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to pulse, okay? So we're going to do that same arabesque we just did, and we're going to pulse up. And you're really going to feel it in your back, but we'll stretch our backs afterwards. Here we go. Your chest up. And tendu. And pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Bring it back in. To the left foot. You might get a cramp in your back. That's okay. That's how we know it's working. Other side. And pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it down and back in. Good job. Okay, go ahead. Lean over first position, touch your toes. Just kind of hang there for a minute. Stretch out those backs. Go ahead, now I want you to grab don't hurt yourself, grab your calves and try to pull your head into your knees. And my head is looking down. It's not like this. We're not looking like turtles. Bring your nose and try to touch your knees, okay? We're just gonna hold. Let's come up all the way. Good. Let's go ahead and put it right back over here. And lift up from your hips and reach back. Head into the arm. So we're not like this. We're not letting our hips come forward like we're having back problems, right? You want to scoop up here and then you lift from you should not be moving this lower. You should just be moving the upper portion of your spine as you go back. And that's okay if you do not have a big stretch, but we want the right positioning. So I want you to focus on that. And I know that's hard if you don't have a mirror, but you can have a family member or a friend tell you and help you check if your hips are coming forward or not. So try to keep your knees straight as you're going and look from the head and look into that arm, okay? Okay, how are we doing on time?
14 minutes, 32 seconds.
Perfect, let's move to jazz. So you can just leave the camera that way.
Okay.
I have to change my music. Okay. Can we make sure that's not in the... Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do some jazz technique. And like I said, my level 7 kids that are in point, those plie releve exercises and even the tendus, even the tendu exercises, I still want you to also practice those in your point shoes and even the arabesque, because I mean it's different when you have a little bit more weight on that foot, because that when you have the box of that point shoe weighing you down, you don't want to look like this. You still want to focus on pointing that foot as hard as you can, even in that box of that shoe. So I think it's good if you do that both in your flats and your point shoes. Good practice both on the right and the left. Okay, let's go ahead and do some jazz technique. So I thought today we would work on some fan kicks and work on the rotation of those hips, because I know that in my level 6 class, we've worked on those a few times. So let's go ahead and let's stretch just a tad bit before we do that. So let's just go into a wide second and just hold. We're just gonna hold here for a little bit, just so our hips are nice and warm and mobile and prepared to do those fan kicks. Now the hardest part about doing fan kicks is that rotation of the hip. So that's something that over break, if you want to work on, that would be wonderful. Let's go ahead and put our hands up and stretch, making sure your head is tucked down. And we're just gonna hold. And let's shift our weight in our hips. Let's put all of our weight in the left hip and in the right. And switch. 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 Bring our feet parallel, bring our head, pull the head underneath. And come up. Okay, whew, I'm lightheaded. Okay, so I'm going to work on these fan kicks, but I want to add a little passe ball change step into it. So let's go ahead and go over that first. So right now, let's just keep, let's just keep our hands on our hips for now. So we're just going to bring this foot across and go to a passe, ball, change, passe, ball, change. Okay? So up, ball, change, up, ball, change. So when you're working that passe though, we want to have strong passes. And we want to make sure that you can balance a glass of water or a bowl of cereal on your leg. You don't want your passes to be down here, because if we had a glass of water sitting on this leg, it would just slide off, right? We want this all the way up here, and we want that passe connected. Whew, I'm out of breath from talking. So even in things like this, like in those flamingo dance last year, they'll do things like this. It's the exact same thing. So let's start parallel. Step, ball change, or passe, ball change. From here, we're gonna go into our fan cake. So you're already kind of in a plie, so that's gonna help push this other foot across the floor. So I want you to think that you're starting at one corner and you're bringing that foot around to the other side. Of course, you're not gonna have your hand to help you, but you'll have your momentum to help you. So if you can't, well, I don't even know. If you can't do your fan cake perfectly yet, that's okay, because I'm going to show you something that can help with that in just a few minutes. So let's just start passe, ball, change, passe, ball, change, brush the foot, and your fan cake is going to make a rainbow around. So we're here, brush around. And I want you to have your hands down here for your fan cake. I don't want any specific arms when you're going. I just want you to hold them down, because that's going to help you. One, you're not going to use your shoulders, and I want you to try to imagine that you're on the floor, and that's what we're going to do in a minute. You're on the floor and you're doing these fan cakes, okay? So that's how your body has to stay. Imagine you're on the floor, and you can't crunch your body like this, and you're flat as a board. So you should do the same thing standing. So passe, ball, change, passe, ball, change, fan cake around. So we're making a circle around, okay? Let's try to the other side. Passe, ball, change, passe, ball, change, brush. And you see how I'm leading with that heel and I'm not going like this? I'm leading with the heel, presenting the foot. My foot is coming all the way around and it's staying turned out. That's the hard part, is keeping that hip turned out. Because a lot of us will be, oh, we're turned out, and then our hip gets stuck. So we really have to immobilize these hips so we can turn out. So that's what I want to work on. I'll show you some things, like I said, in a minute to help with that. So let's try it left one more time. Passe, ball, change, passe, ball, change, fan cake around. Okay, so here are those things that are going to help open your hips and help immobilize you. First good stretch you can do at home. This is a perfect, I don't know, it can get kind of tiring after a while, and everyone knows this in class. But if you do it with a good distraction, you're not going to think about the stretching as much. So if you'll lay on your bellies, and you'll open your hips, and you'll point your feet and do a frog stretch, and you see my feet like this? We don't want our toes pointing towards the floor. We want them pointing towards the ceiling, because this is sickled feet, and that's not good. So pointing up towards the ceiling, and I want your hips to stay on the floor. This is not correct because you're away from the floor. I want you to relax those feet, and you might be like me and have one hip that goes down farther than the other. That's okay. So I just want you to hold. You can lay down here, you can sit up. You can sit in the morning and watch your cartoons and eat your cereal like this. It's a great way, it's a good distraction in the mornings. You can do coloring books like this, you can watch a movie like this, you can do a number of things like this, okay? So stretching those hips like that is great for immobilizing those hips. Okay, the next thing is the fan cake exercise I told you on the floor. So if your hip keeps getting caught and it's hard for you to work that turnout, first of all, that frog stretch is going to help stretch your hips. But after you do that for a while, I want you to focus laying on the floor, and I want you to practice laying flat and bringing your foot over, up, and around, and letting that hip naturally rotate, and then bringing it back down. So you can bring it across your body to in front, and then as you open, I want you to focus on the turnout aspect, because when we get open and my hips are facing splayed open to my knees are facing out, my hips are facing out, my toes are facing out. If they're turned in like this, you're going to get really crooked and really sickled and really stuck, and that's not what we want. So let's try the other side. Keep it turned out. You're going to point and you're going to go all the way around. Try to keep this other hip on the floor and turn it out as we go and bring it down. Now I want you, let me sit up. Oh. I want you to keep it controlled as we're going. I don't want you to just fling it because that ruins the whole point of the exercise. When you're keeping it controlled, you can actively feel those hips rotating, and that's what I want you to feel. And I know it's hard at home and you don't have a mirror. So in my level 4 or 5 class yesterday, I talked about body awareness and how your body feels when you're doing these things, and that's the exact same thing I want you to do here. So we're gonna do a knee, ball, change, knee, ball, change. I want you to think, am I in plie? Is my hip turned out? Before you start your pancake around, and am I getting stuck? If so, that's what I want you to work on, is this turn out of those hips and your knees and your toes. It's the same thing when we're doing those plies at the bar. Got a thread on me. When we're doing those plies at the bar, your feet and your knees your feet might be turned out, but you see how my knees are facing front? That means my hips are facing front. So I want you to think that these things are all connected. So you have to start your turnout from up here, and then go to your knees, and then go to your feet and your ankles, okay? Because if one is not turned out, it's gonna mess up the alignment and it's gonna hurt you in the long run and hurt you right then and there. It's not good for you. So when you're doing this, I want you to think, push those knees, hips out, tail tucked under, bringing those in, pushing your pelvis forward and squeezing everything, okay? So we wanna push everything up, squeeze everything in, even when we're doing pancakes, okay? Okay, how are we doing on time?
25 minutes.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay guys, so that is all I have for you today, and thanks for watching.